Okay guys, we got the Koni. This is the rear shock. And like I said, we have our dust boot. This is a vital part that you actually need. So when you actually go to put this on the Koni, it won't fit because the diameter is larger. This piston right here is larger. So what we have to do is drill it out. And we're gonna drill out so it can fit. So I got a half inch. I got a half inch bit, and we're gonna drill right now. Alright, we're gonna put together the rear shock now. When you buy the Konis, you get hardware, brand new. And I'm just gonna open it and show you guys the order of how everything should go on the actual shock. So basically first, you wanna make sure this plastic piece is the first thing that goes on in between the bump stop, because without this, the bump stop could make a seal. When you're actually driving the car and you know the shock is traveling, this could actually make a seal and actually stick to this top end part. So you wanna get this rubber washer on, then you wanna put the bump stop on. It's kind of difficult. It kind of takes some, strength. You're actually kind of like going back and forth, but eventually you will get it on there. Then you will get a smaller washer, a medium washer, and then a larger washer. You want to put this smaller washer on first, and then this is what your dust cover sits on. So you want to put the dust cover on. So that's nice and firm on there. Then you want to put the larger washer on top of the dust cover. Then you're gonna get this sleeve that comes with it. That goes on top. Then I actually bought new shock absorbers. This is what they're called from Honda. They're just like rubber bushings that sit in between the car and the shock. You can use your old ones if they're good enough, but I just want to get brand new ones. So then you want to put one of these over this metal sleeve. And then basically from here is when you're actually going to put it in your car. You're going to have a larger diameter side of this shock absorber, this rubber shock absorber, on the facing upwards towards the car. And then the smaller diameter side is going to face towards the ground. So you're going to have that in the car, and once you have this in the car, you're going to want to put the other rubber piece over the top. Basically once you get it over the top, you want to take your larger dishwasher, and then you're going to want to take the lock nut or lock washer, and then finally your just regular nut, and then tighten that on. And then once that's on, then you can use your adjustment knob to basically adjust it. So this is what it should look like actually completed, all assembled, all in one piece. Here's the spring install. I got some new rubber. This is a lower spring seat. I forgot what this is called, but this is basically like staples. It basically locks the spring in because there's a divot. You just want to just lock it in there. All right, take your 19mm and your 3/8 wrench. Hold the top of the strut, and then basically you're preventing it from spinning so you can lock this nut on. And then do it for both sides. As you can see here, we have I have the top hat, and this is one with the dust boot off. As you can see, and basically what we have to do is, since we're on Tyne lowering springs, it's recommended by Tyne to actually cut 1 inch off the bottom of the bump stop. So once you measure this, it should be around almost the center of this portion of the bump stop. And that's so when your car is actually traveling and you have the whole, once your whole shock is put together, since it's lowered, this is gonna bottom out possibly on the on the top of the shock. So basically to prevent that, we have to shave this down about 1 inch. I already took the dust boot off of this one. I'm gonna just demonstrate how to take this off. If you just grab it right here, it should just slide off. Just work your way around, and then it should come off like that. And then here's your dust boot, and then here's the other bump stop. All right, once you measure the inch, should be, we drew a line, there's this little divot right here, and that's where it should be. So you're actually gonna cut into this second like ring. We're gonna use a saw. Alright, as you can see, we cut it. It's not really super perfect. I'm okay with it. As long as this is actually cut is a more important part, because like I said, you can basically bottom out if you don't cut this rubber piece off. So yeah, that's this next step. Okay, all we gotta do is put the dust boot cover back on, and you just want to apply pressure right here all the way around until it's firmly on, and just work your way around. It's kind of tricky, but as you can see, it's on. It's pretty good. I'd say this is probably one of the most important parts to actually doing this build, because like I said, you don't want to ruin your brand new shocks. So definitely cut that bump stop. There it is in there. And then you're good. All right, you want to slide the Koni shock into your strut housing. And there's some like divots that should lock in. Basically just keep on turning with the Allen key and your bolt until it slides in and it's seated. After you get this seated, you want to take this bolt out. You're gonna get a lock washer and a dishwasher that you're gonna want to put in there, and then you're gonna put the bolt in. You're also gonna want to use some thread locker, some Loctite on the bolt before you fasten it. And for the Civic SI, the 06 to 2011, you're gonna want to torque this to 55 foot-pounds. So basically, want to go lock washer, then this dish. Take your thread locker. Just one dot is good enough. Then you're just gonna put the dust cover on. So there it is. Then you're ready to put your spring on, and your top hat, your bump stop goes between. Okay guys, you got the Konis in, the springs are in, the struts are all in. Like I said, just bolt up these two, 19 and 17 millimeter. Come up top on the top hat, do the same thing, or on the top of the strut tower. 14 millimeter bolts, tighten those up. Show you guys the rears. Rears are in. The tying springs. Everything's all good. Everything's done. Finally.